Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson visit Wayne Elementary School.
And Ithan students build a new home for birds.
All that and more on this week's edition of News Center in Radnor.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm here with Nico Pelaez. And what are you gonna be for Halloween, Nico?
I'm gonna be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I'm here with Andrew NG. So Andrew, what are you gonna be for Halloween this year?
Well, I don't really celebrate Halloween.
Hi, I'm here with a bunch of Radnor High School girls, and what are you guys gonna be for Halloween?
I'm being a Phillies girl.
Well,
Steven, what are you gonna be for Halloween?
Nico, I'm glad you asked me that. See, here's the thing. I was thinking about being Snow White from that movie. You guys know what I'm talking about? That movie? But then I figured that might, send an incorrect political message, and I didn't want to offend anybody. So have you guys ever seen the movie Role Models? Yes. You guys know that guy, Star Child? I think I may be him, or I may be a pumpkin, or I may be a bumblebee, or a banana. But see, someone else is already being a banana. That's what I would like to be, a bumblebee or Star Child, or you know how it is. I just do my own thing. I might be you for Halloween, man. That's pretty scary. Oh, stay classy, San Francisco, San Diego.
What is your favorite candy for Halloween?
Kit Kat. Sweet Shush.
Mine's candy corn.
So guys, what you gonna be for Halloween?
I'm actually not sure yet. I'm deciding between a pilgrim and a sailor. I don't know what she's gonna be. I'd say Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Yeah. What are you being for Halloween?
What are you? Oh no, okay. I know. In all seriousness, what are you gonna be for Halloween this year?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
You better make your decision. That's in like a couple days. Come on. Get your head in the game. All right. Well, you have a nice day.
Hello, and welcome to News Center for the week of October 25th. I'm Drew Calamero.
And I'm Victoria David. Topping the Radnor Beat this week, world-renowned authors Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson are on the road promoting their fourth and newest in their Starcatcher series, and their most recent stop was Wayne Elementary School. Dave Barry, a humorist and author of more than 30 books, and Ridley Pearson, an author of adult suspense and thriller novels, before branching out of the adventure books for children, landed at Wayne Elementary School for an exciting morning. Students have been anticipating dressing up for this event, and teachers have been reading their 3 previous books in their classes. Children's Book World of Haverford partnered with Wayne Elementary, allowing parents and students to purchase books, enabling the PTO to raise funds for the school.
If you want to be a writer when you're a kid, you really get into it. You write all the time, you read all the time, and there's always the possibility you really will become a writer. The one piece of advice I will give you, if you want to be a writer at your age and you like writing fiction, is think more about plot before you start writing. The other thing that will always get you a better grade with your teacher, and we go through this all the time, is you rewrite what you do. It isn't good the first time. You think it is, and it isn't even good the second time. It's good the third or the fourth time. One chapter in our books went back and forth 11 times.
Of course, a good time was had by all.
Early this October, Radnor Middle Schoolers helped Ithan and Radnor Elementary students in Read for the Record. This annual campaign was created in 2006 by the nonprofit organization Jumpstart, which promotes academic success in lower-income communities. This year, hundreds of thousands of adults and children across the country read The Very Hungry Caterpillar as one of the largest shared reading experiences ever. In honor of this day, selected RMS students traveled to the 2 elementary schools to read the popular book to kindergarten and first grade classes. Eichen and Radnor Elementary certainly enjoyed the older students coming to read to them, and a good time was had by all.
Last year's Eichen Elementary 5th graders began creating a bird blind as a legacy project and has now passed it on to the rest of the students at Eichen. The bird blind was built using 6 large wooden panels with peephole cutouts that allow visitors to view the birds without disturbing them or their habitat. The 5th students painted large trees on the panels last year to represent the 4 seasons of the year. This year's 5th graders, along with their 2nd grade buddies, added an inspirational quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. The bird blind was installed on October 22nd, and the 5th and 2nd graders teamed up to plant bird-friendly plants 2 days later. The children will visit the bird blind regularly to learn about birds and their habitats and the journal about their observations. All Eichen students, teachers, faculty, and members of the community are invited to visit the bird blind often and enjoy observing the many varieties of birds which are expected to make their way to this new home. Don't go away!
Because when we return,
do you want to know where to find some great Russian food in this area? Listen up and you'll know where to shop.
So I'm here with Mr. Dunbar. Mr. Dunbar, name 5 Phillies players in the next 30 seconds. Go.
Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino, Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Jason Worth.
True Phillies fan right there. True Phillies fan.
Favorite players in the Phillies?
Ryan Howard and Pedro Feliz.
Who are your 2 Phillies favorite players?
Gotta be Cliff Lee and Chase Utley.
Oh.
Go Phillies! Woo!
Go Phillies!
Yeah.
We're winning!
What's up?
What 3 players do you like in the Phillies?
Jason Worth, and Jimmy Rollins.
I like Cole Hamels.
I like all of them.
Me too. I love all of them.
Chase Utley. Cole Hamels. Yeah, Cole Hamels. I like his voice.
Who's your favorite player?
Ryan Howard.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I'm not a fellow fan of baseball. Nobody really told me this was about baseball.
Ain't no stopping them now. The Phillies got the groove. Huh. Yes, they do. There's been so many.
Welcome back to News Center.
The annual Eat It to Beat It event took place on October 27th at the Wayne's Piece of Pizza once again and partnered with Radnor Middle School faculty and students to help raise funds for breast cancer research. The community was invited to join in on the fun as the RMS faculty worked up the counter serving up gourmet slices, stromboli, and salads to students, families, and the local community. Students from the high school even performed live music outside of the restaurant. Proceeds from the event were donated to breastcancer.org, and last October, breastcancer.org received more than $5,400 from RMS, and more than 500 people visited Piece of Pizza to help support the cause. In the last 2 years, RMS raised almost $10,000 for breast cancer. Way to go, Radnor.
Radnor Actors Workshop presents the first production of the school year, The Uninvited. Performances take place on November 19th, 20th, and 21st in the Black Box at 7:30 p.m. and on November 21st at 2 p.m. The classic ghost story is based on a novel by Dorothy McCady. Tickets are available at the door. Mark your calendars.
At the start of this school year, the Radnor Township opened with the new visitation management system designed to enhance the safety of Radnor schools. The district installed the VMS in all 5 buildings to be able to track the more than 32,000 visitors we have every year. This comprehensive security system allows us to know who's in our building during the school day. VMS is fast, easy, and convenient. Parents and other visitors now simply show their driver's licenses or other IDs at the front desk and receive a visitor's badge and are on their way in minutes.
He's back, Winston Hamill. Winston?
Recently, I had the opportunity of visiting Bell's Market in the Great Northeast Philadelphia. I learned about this market from one of Craig LeBand's books. I was expecting a rather small specialty store, but it turned out to be a gigantic store full of surprises. It was quite a drive, but well worth it. Bell's Market, which is a huge grocery store / prepared food center, is a great find. Most of the employees speak Russian and little English. There are many varieties of pickles, breads, and other specialties not typically found in American grocery stores. I didn't recognize some of the foods at the meat counter, but I did see many types of sausages being sold. Yum! There are many prepared food counters. I had a hard time deciding what to sample. I ended up choosing to eat a khachapuri, which is a type of Georgian bread similar to Indian naan. The bakery section had some of the most beautiful cakes and pastries I'd ever seen. There were also boxes upon boxes of gorgeous chocolates imported from Europe for immigrants wanting a taste of home. If you're a foodie like I am, this is a do not miss. I can guarantee you that you'll find something at Bell's Market that you've never seen before. Back to you.
Thanks, Winston. Remember, on November 20th, the entire Radnor community is invited to a fabulous one-night-only event, Wizards of Wayne. Hosted by the Radnor High School Kiwanis International Club, it will feature the dazzling performances of world-renowned magicians. This fabulous event will take place at Radnor Middle School and doors open at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are for $12 for children, middle age, and younger are $15 for people high school age and older, and will be available at www.rtsd.org/keyclub the week of October 5th. All proceeds from Wizards of Wayne will be donated to the Spread the Magic Foundation.
The LM Pep Rally is a wonderful Radnor tradition. Our high school gymnasium has limited seating capacity, and we are absolutely unable to accommodate visitors. For those of you who want to share in the experience of the Pep Rally, we are going to open the dress rehearsal to the public. The rehearsal will be Thursday, November 12th from 3 to 5, and we will be charging $5 admission to raise funds for the rally. By attending the dress rehearsal, you can participate in the excitement of the rally while supporting this ambitious endeavor. We look forward to seeing you there.
Backed by popular demand, the Spirit Week lawn signs. Show your Raider pride by purchasing lawn signs to proudly display on your front lawn or donate to line the driveways of RHS during LM Week. 1 for $10 and 3 for $25. Orders must be placed by Monday, November 2nd, 2009. Checks may be payable to RGBC. Check out the Radnor High School football website and or email questions to iggordon01@yahoo.com or call 610-356-0268. That about wraps it up for this week's edition of News Center. I'm Victoria David.
And I'm Rob Reiner. For all of us here at News Center, you stay classy, Radnor.
See you next time.
And Tulowitzki is down on strikes. Brad Lidge does it again. And the Philadelphia Phillies are headed to the NLCS.
Hop off the plane, we in PHI. This is a baseball town, painted red in the sky. We on a playoff run, round one is finished, and we ain't stopping till we're done, so we gotta come with it.
First of all, we have a big thank you to say to some special guests before we get started. I'd like you to meet Hannah Schwartz from Children's Book World and her daughter, Heather. And they're the ones that brought us our famous authors. And before I'm not going to give a big introduction because we've been doing that in the library for 3 weeks now. So, I'd like to introduce you to Ridley Pearson and Dave Barry.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you guys for coming out and dressing up, and this is fantastic. I'm Dave, and this is Ridley, and there'll be a quiz on that later. I'm a humor writer. Most of my life I was a newspaper humor columnist, and it never occurred to me to write a book for kids. Never did. I read a lot of books for kids, but I never thought about writing one for kids. And then I met this guy over here.
When my now 12-year-old daughter was 5, I was reading Peter Pan to her one night. And we weren't very far into the story, and she covered the page with her hand and said, "Dad, how did Peter meet Captain Hook in the first place?" And you know how your teachers talk about writing comes from what if and ideas that you've got to have. And that, to me, was this amazing idea. Where did Peter Pan come from? And Dave and I decided to write that story together. So in order to do this, we had to figure out what the story was. And we sat down and we outlined the book. We figured out the entire book from the beginning to the end in about a 5-day shouting at each other across a kitchen table session. I'll read.
I'm going to read Wendy's part and Tinkerbell's part. Now, just so you know, when Tinkerbell speaks in this, she speaks in bells, so Wendy doesn't understand what she's saying, but Peter does. Ridley's going to read Peter's part and the porpoise's part, because Ridley, as it happens, speaks fluent porpoise. Right? See that? Wendy's left eye blinked open. Her right eye felt glued shut. Her head pounded with pain. Her parched throat screamed for water.
But it was daylight, and she was still alive.
She felt the porpoises' powerful bodies beneath her, felt the motion of the heaving sea. She was seized by a very unpleasant feeling in her stomach. She turned sideways, vomiting seawater onto one of the porpoises. Yeah. She tried to say, "I'm sorry," in porpoise, but it came out as more of a croak. Wendy speaks a little porpoise. In any event, the porpoises didn't seem to mind.
One of them surfaced close to Wendy's face. "Fish," it said. It opened its mouth to reveal a dead cod.
Yeah. Where did the snake come from? He was the snake. The snake was the pet snake of this evil king, Zardoz, who had a bunch of servants. And he kept the snake hungry, and one of the servants displeased him. He would feed him to the snake. If you want to be a writer when you're a kid, you really get into it. You write all the time. You read all the time. And there's always the possibility you really will become a writer. It's a dream that can really come true. Because we are writers, we both got to travel all over the world. We got to meet all kinds of people. And we get to look what we get to do for a living. We get to think of stories and meet kids like you. It's a wonderful, it's a great thing to want to do. And really, if you're into it, if you want to become a writer, but to do it, you have to work at it.
And it all starts with reading.
Yeah, you read a lot, because you discover the more you read that there are all a lot of these people who write really well who came along before you, and you can learn from them. The other thing is you have to practice writing a lot. Most people who are going to become writers already do that. They write all the time. The one piece of advice I will give you, if you want to be a writer at your age and you like writing fiction, is think more about plot before you start writing. What kids tend to do, my daughter loves to write. She's 9, she writes stories all the time. But what she does and what most kids tend to do, they just sort of pick a thing and start writing about it, and it goes on and on and on, and it's pretty good. It's well written and everything, but it's not going anywhere. And they don't really know where to end it or begin it. It doesn't have, and the hardest part about writing, in my opinion, and the thing we work hardest at as writers, is figuring out a good story. So that there's a reason that the characters are doing what they're doing. And so the ending, when it finally comes, is exciting and satisfying to everybody. And so there's action along the way.
The other thing that will always get you a better grade with your teacher, and we go through this all the time, is you rewrite what you do. It isn't good the first time. You think it is, and it isn't even good the second time. It's good the third or the fourth time. One chapter in our books went back and forth 11 times. It was rewritten entirely 11 times before you read it.
If you came to school in a costume today, we'd like you to come up on the stage to get your picture taken.
Hi, my name is Stephen Safier. I'm with Audubon, Pennsylvania, the Audubon at Home and Audubon at School program. And today we have created a bird garden here at Ithan Elementary School. We've dug up the turf grass, which really has no value to birds, and we've planted a number of native trees and shrubs. We've put up some bird feeders, and we've created a habitat for birds, a place where they will come and feed and hopefully look for nesting sites. And the kids can come out here. We've created a bird blind where the kids can come out and hide behind a wall and study the birds, look at the birds, see what's coming in. They sort of adopted these plants. They planted them themselves. And the idea is to bring birds in, bring them close to us so we can see them, study them, and we can provide for them. And this is a great project, and many organizations and the school district and teachers and the principal were all involved in putting this together, and a couple of parents as well. And it's just a great collaborative effort that has yielded an amazing bird garden.
tap the plants really carefully, or firmly actually, and we're going to loosen it up a little bit. Then we're going to grab it by the base. I'll be there to help you. And we're going to pull it out, and what you're going to see is all these, what is this? All the roots, and they have nowhere to go, so they keep going around and around and around looking for a place. Look, what are they looking for? What are roots looking for? You see all that? Water? Yeah, water and soil. Okay. This thing will be here for years and years and years.